Good day. This is Mike Powers here with Gene Winkler. This is Old Settlers Day 2013, and for the 263rd year in a row, Gene and I are here recording the parade, and we'll be playing it. If you're at home right now watching this live, hope you enjoy the parade. And if not, if you're watching it at home, this will be aired multiple times over the course of this Old Settlers Day weekend. So if you happen to miss the parade, or you just want to see how good you looked or how goofy your next door neighbor looked, be sure and keep watching Channel 20, and we'll play this many times.
I'll run it next week during the week too.
Okay, so you'll have lots of opportunities.
Yeah.
We had a rainstorm come in earlier this morning, very early in the morning. Then it hit back again around 5:30 or so, somewhere in there, and got probably about 3/4 of an inch of rain, a little bit of wind, not a lot. And people had some question as to whether we'd be able to have Old Settlers Day parade and the barbecue in the park like we always do, but we had faith. We've been saying all week long it never rains out Old Settlers, and it's not going to do it this year. We have a beautiful day right now. It's probably, what do you think, Gene, upper 60s, maybe 70?
Yeah, 66, 67 probably.
With intermittent clouds and bright sun popping through, and it's going to be a wonderful day. Gene and I were down in the park with the Kiwanis Club. Of course, for those who may not know, Old Settlers Day is sponsored by the Kiwanis Club and has been for many, many years. And they set up, prepare the food that'll be served at the community luncheon, organize the parade. The big blue and white tent and yellow and white tent that you see at various occasions and around are owned by the Kiwanis Club, and Kiwanis lets them be used for Old Settlers Day, of course, Art in the Park, Chingawassa Days at no fee. They'll also rent them. If you ever have a use for a tent, anything from a 30 by 50 to a 20 by 30, Kiwanis will rent them to you. We come out, we set them up, we come take them back, and I think you'll find that the price is so far below what you can get anywhere commercially that you'd be foolish not to take advantage.
Not only that, you don't get those other people to set it up like we do.
That's true. For my daughter's wedding, we looked at renting tents up in the Lawrence area, and by the time number one, they charged you about 4 times what Kiwanis charges, and number two, they don't set it up for you. Learned a lot about what a good deal Kiwanis is offering. Well, the parade has reached us. It stopped in front of Case & Son Insurance, where they had the honor guard, of course, from the American Legion and VFW, and recited the Pledge of Allegiance. We got Tyler Murmis, the police dog there. No, wait, Tyler's not the dog. He's leading the dog. Tyler Murmis, Chief of Police, with his family members. Don't know the dog's name, Gene. Do you know the dog's name?
I don't know. I don't know whether this is the one they retired or whether it's a new one. I think it's the one they retired, but I don't know what the name is.
So now he's a parade dog?
Yeah. He's sniffing the road, make sure we don't have any.
Well, that's our newly paved road. It should be in good
right.
shape. A couple of the Marion police cars. I think those are Dodge Chargers, aren't they?
Yep.
Good looking. High school boys would want those. Well, here we've got I'm going to take off my headset so I can take off my cap as the honor guard goes by.
All right.
Well, we have another police dog following.
I think that's the current
cars.
one right now.
Yeah, he looks a little younger and a little more eager. The honor guard paused as we were kind of all getting grouped up together there. These gentlemen, all military veterans, were marching faster than the cars were, or the dogs could walk, or the cars were rolling.
I think that first one's going on point up there.
Talking about the dog or the honor guard?
Dog.
As the honor guard passes by, then we've got a vehicle from the Marion County Sheriff's Department. Looks like Sheriff Kraft behind the wheel. I'm not sure who's tossing out the candy.
Undersheriff.
Oh, okay. Dave Hundley.
Yeah.
He's the candy man, eh?
He's the candy man.
And here's our co-grand marshals. This is the 90th anniversary of Marion Kiwanis. Dick Schwartz is the driver. He's our designated driver every year. And our co-grand marshals are Matt Clausen and Leland Heidebrecht. Those guys, Leland's giving us away right there. And Leland and Matt have the longest tenure in the club of current members. And, gosh, we talked about that the other day. Do you remember how many years?
Matt was joined in 1963 and Leland in 1968.
Okay, so that's a few years.
Yeah.
Wasn't that about the time you were born?
Just a little bit afterwards.
Just a little bit, yeah. Well, for those who don't know, Marion Kiwanis Club is a local service club that it's one of those things that a lot of people don't have any idea all the various activities that Kiwanis sponsors here in town. And Gene helped me out here. Obviously, Old Settlers Day is one of them. As I mentioned before, they make use their tables and chairs and their tents are used by Art in the Park and Chingawassa and lots of other events in town. Often they're usually for no charge. And then also we help sponsor American Legion Boys State, American Legion Girls State. Throw a couple other things in there.
Big Brothers, Big Sisters, MOPS program. Guys, we got a whole list of it listed on our website.
Yeah. And what is our website address anyway?
MarionKiwanis.com.
So you might want to go check it out, learn a little bit about Marion's local Kiwanis Club. Of course, Old Settlers Day is what we always point to every year. A lot of people think this is a Chamber of Commerce or community event, and I guess it kind of sort of is, but it's the Kiwanis that makes it happen. As we look at the Marion Fire Department, some of their vehicles coming through. Gene, if we get a break in the parade later on, turn back to the east and just get a shot of all the folks.
Yeah.
I mentioned earlier I thought the crowd was down a little bit, but that's changed. They've just come out like crazy here. The Good News Christian Fellowship has been walking by handing out free bottles of ice-cold water. I see them still doing that.
They are lined up solid, clear down to the park. I think they just got down there so they could be first in line to eat those sloppy joes.
We know the sloppy joes are prepared by the Kiwanis Club Beefmeisters Committee. It's not just anyone can be a beefmeister.
That's right.
And as you know, yours truly is the co-chair of the Beefmeisters Committee. And
I think you've been doing it for 10 years and you haven't got it down right yet, or
that's
what?
right. They're going to make me do it till I get it right. But
Yeah.
It's amazing. We're using the recipe that I think went back clear to the hospital auxiliary ladies that started it originally. And it's got stuff in it you would never think, but it all comes together and it's darn good.
You remember back when the hospital auxiliary had it and they took donations of pies and
Oh, yes.
and everybody brought in pies. You know, we're up to 105 pies this year. I mean, that would take a lot of donations.
That would be a lot of ladies cooking pies.
You
now,
betcha.
And we're lucky in that the pies that we are able to purchase are a real good quality pie. But
So you're saying the home cooks weren't, or?
no, I'm getting ready to say they're not quite the same as when the folks always made the homemade ones.
Oh, that's right.
But frankly, they're about as good as you can get when it comes to pie right now, unless your grandma's making one for you.
That's right.
And
we got all flavors. We got sugar-free, too. If you're listening to this and making you hungry, you still got time to get.
You bet. There's people, you see them all the time that'll maybe get the meal, maybe not, but then they'll get 2 or 3 extra pieces of pie to go with it. Here's the Florence Fire Department now. Nice-looking truck. That must be pretty new.
Yeah, that's a rescue truck, and they're field truck.
Oh, here, get the little guy here that was waving at us, Gene. He's got the.
Okay.
There, give me a wave now. There you go, bud. No, he kind of got tired of me.
Phyllis Kreitsinger and Ralph.
In the Red Cross
Yep.
truck, and it's amazing, but it's a red truck.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk it? Of course, one of the organizations that I don't know. You'd be hard pressed to find anything negative about the Red Cross. If people are in need, the Red Cross is there. And Ralph's going to give us a wave. Good deal.
I told him down at the restaurant this morning he better.
I think Ralph, did you see that? I think he hurt his wrist. He's throwing all this candy out there.
Okay.
Now, I think this next entry contains it is the representative of the class of 1938. It's Margaret Wagerer Debrick. If I mispronounced that, I'm sorry. But she would be celebrating her 75th high school graduation.
It said she was here 5 years ago, too, for the 70th, and now this is her 75th.
Well, think about it, Gene. That I think is a really nice testament to Marion and to Old Settlers Day to think that we have entries going back that far. 1938, 75th anniversary, not anniversary, but class reunion.
Yeah.
Or anniversary of your graduation, I guess. And we have, in 5-year increments, every class covered up to, I think, 5 years ago.
2008.
2008, yes.
Yeah.
With the exception of 1 year. So that's pretty amazing. And
13 out of 14.
These vehicles are even being, the people driving them, it's a 1938 Packard touring sedan and a 38 Packard funeral coach, and then a 1954 funeral coach / ambulance, which I remember, that's Ty Ziner, and I think that was Ty's daughter in the other vehicle, and they're all dressed kind of period appropriate.
Yeah.
I remember back in the days when the funeral homes ran the ambulance service, which always made you wonder if there was a conflict of interest there.
Well, they prior to 1972, they were doing that. That's when the county took over and started running the ambulance service here in Marion.
I'm just saying, it always seemed kind of wrong that the guy who benefited if you didn't live was
yeah.
the
I mean, either way, they might end up getting you.
But no, obviously that was a service that towns needed, and for many years the funeral homes provided. And we've got the siren going on the 54 funeral coach here that's also an ambulance.
Okay, class 1943.
1943, the 70th reunion, and we've got 4 ladies in there. I noticed Mrs. Myers, and do you know some of the other ladies, Gene?
Mrs. Pierce, Jean Pierce.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't see who's on the other side over there.
So Ms. Myers in the front, Ms. Pierce in the back on this side, and then 2 others. So they have 4 representatives of the class of 43 for their 70th reunion. Now this is a float from the open class. There's a couple. There's the high school class floats, and then there's the church floats, and then the open class. And I think there's only the 3 classifications. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And this is Country Lakes Cafe.
And they're serving hot dogs.
Oh, I don't know if they can win, Gene. That might be considered bribery.
I know, but they're grilling them right there on the
float. Oh, they do. They have the grill set up right there.
Yeah, they got the grill going, and they're doing them, serving you water and hot dogs.
Country Lakes Cafe, home of Larry's famous fried chicken. Where's the chicken? They ought to have a chicken out there.
Yeah.
Oh, they do. I didn't see. Right behind the float, there was a chicken.
There you go.
It looks like lemonade.
Lemonade, yeah, that's even better.
Why don't we get any lemonade, Gene?
I don't know.
Hey, hey. Look there. We're going to get some lemonade.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, we don't worry about Gene. Here you go, Gene. I got you lemonade.
Thank you.
Oh, it's good, too. Okay, now I'm not sure what the one, is this still part of Country Lakes that we just looked at?
I don't know. I can't read it.
Now, the next float, though, is the class of 1948, their 65th reunion, or class reunion. There we go. We got a few of them looking at us here. Oh, that's Shirley. Shirley Bauer's a good Kiwanian. Coming up, this is a class, we're jumping from the class of 48 to the class of 2014. That'll be coming up here in a couple of years. This will be their float in the high school class.
This is seniors on there.
It says seniors?
Yeah. Key Club.
Well, yeah. Oh, it's a key club. Well, no, that's all stuff that Kiwanis sponsors.
Oh, okay.
That's their float. And I said a couple of years, actually, since it's a class 2014, it would be seniors this year.
Yeah, right. Because I was going to say my granddaughter's on there.
Yeah.
And I know she's senior. So.
But they're highlighting, because this is the 90th year of Kiwanis, they're highlighting some of the things Kiwanis does. And, of course, one of those things is sponsor the high school key club.
Yeah, okay.
Now, here's Richard Dirks in the 1931 Model A Ford Coupe. Look at that thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeller, too.
It's Yeller. And right behind him, as Gene transitions over, is a 1917 Willys Overland, driven by Tim Unruh. And it's, I don't think the mix is quite right on it, because, boy, people are, let's put it this way. We won't need to worry about mosquitoes around here.
Yeah, he's put a little bit of smoke down.
Little exhaust there, but still, again, you're talking about a 1917 vehicle.
Quiet, too.
I think that was, something that old. It's almost as old as Gene.
Almost.
And as Gene kind of moves back to the west as the parade comes this direction, this will be the class of 1953. They'll be celebrating their 60th reunion. I know this is going to sound very cliche and a little bit stupid, but I'm used to sounding both ways. Now, I was alive. No, I was not alive in 53. Nevertheless, it's hard to believe it was 60 years ago. There we go. There we go. The drivers, put your hands on the wheel. 53, their 60th reunion. Parade's kind of slowed down as they go past the entrance to the park, but it's done a nice. In past years, we have on occasion had times when one thing or another has caused big, long gaps, and this has been nicely spaced and paced this year.
You don't. Oh, whoa!
That scare you there, Gene? They sounded that. That was 1929 Model A Ford. Charlie Dannenfelser, the owner, and I think driver, and he sounded the horn, and Gene dropped the camera.
I was trying to square up the camera a little bit here, and I dropped loose. Didn't have it tight.
I'm glad you didn't drop it all the way.
I know. You don't think they're stopping up there and eating in the parade, are you? Well,
that would be
in getting sloppy joes to go or something.
You know, we could probably get something going if we'd sell them to go there.
Yeah.
As I said, this is a 29 Model A Ford. And that is all shined up and looking good.
Looks like class of 58.
Yep, coming up on the 55th reunion for the class of 1958. They're throwing out some candy for the kids. What do they got on the back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 plus the driver. Don't know if the driver's a member of the class or somebody's spouse, but they. Bottom line is that we just need you to. We appreciate it when you put together something. I don't care if it's just put a golf cart and a sign on it. At least you represent your class that way, and these guys are doing it here, the class 58. Giving us a wave. I hear someone yelling, "Hi, Grandpa." That's cute.
Uh-oh, here comes the king and queen.
Oh, and they get to drive themselves, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, last night, and we'll talk about here, all the royalty are coming our way. Katie Ehrlich, Megan Richmond, and Kaylin Tiroff were the queen candidates. James Jones, Taylor Heidebrecht, and Zach Robson were the king candidates. And this is King Zach Robson and Queen Kaylin Tiroff. Zach styling in the Corvette there.
Yeah.
They all look pretty darn good in these cars.
Nice looking vehicles.
This would be James Jones, and I'll probably mess this up, but I think, yeah, that's Katie Ehrlich, I'm pretty sure in there.
Yeah,
James Jones and Katie Ehrlich. But all these guys would wish they could just keep the cars and take the pretty girls and drive down the road and look good.
That's right. Okay, King.
Yeah, King is holding up the parade. Well, he doesn't have a choice. Everybody's making him stop so they can take pictures over here. Now, right behind Katie and James are Taylor Heidebrecht and Megan Richmond. There's Taylor and Megan. The girls are all looking pretty, and the guys are trying so hard to look cool and studly. Here we have our Marion High School cheerleaders.
We got one anyway.
Oh, that's
she's doing all the cheering.
Bailey Robson's doing all the. Everybody else is just throwing candy and doing the wave. And then right behind them, the Flag Corps and the Marion High School band. Well, they stopped playing just as they got to us. Really ought to play while you're on camera.
Yeah.
Gene, now you know what? That is about as much in step as I have seen the band in many a year, and I think that was because you were giving them trouble about it earlier.
That's right. You know, when they come by here, we.
You know what the qualifications for being the drum major are?
No.
Have to be able to walk backwards.
Oh, well.
See, that's why you could never do it.
I couldn't do it. If they threw in a piece of gum, I'd really be in trouble.
Then you just have to stand still.
Yeah.
Well, this is the class of 1963. Boy, they have a great turnout. That would be the 50th reunion for this bunch. Look at all those folks. Let's get them to wave here. Come on, wave at us. Give us a wave. Well, we're getting a few. There we go. A lot of familiar faces in there. 50th reunion. Well, this is our junior class. Their class float, class of 2015. Again, the theme of this year's Old Settlers Day, Kiwanis Club, 90 years of service. That's here in Marion. And they noticed that we got the Key Club in the high school. We give athletic scholarships. We also give we do the honor banquet for scholastic achievement.
Athletic banquet.
Serving yesterday, serving today, serving tomorrow. Well, their slogan they put on there is better than the one we came up with.
Yeah.
And here we have the Cub Scouts, again, noting Marion's Kiwanis Club, 90 years of serving Marion. And
we sponsor them.
Well,
too.
they say on their sign, thanks for 67 years chartering Cub Scouts. See, there's all these things that we knew we did them, Gene. We just couldn't think of it.
That's right. Uh-oh, here comes old Bud. Or young Bud.
Yeah, young Bud. Driving old Bud.
Yeah.
This is Bud Hannaford's 1940 Studebaker Coupe. Roger Hannaford III behind the wheel. Come on, Roger, you need to be throwing out candy.
He's got the dog in there with him, too.
This is the class of, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry, Jim.
60, is it?
68.
68, okay.
Yep, this is their 45th reunion. They, boy, they did not have many, they didn't have any girls in that class, man. They got all guys up there.
They got two on the other side.
Yeah, they got girls on the other side. But I tell you what, the mix isn't good. I want to be in the class where there's 2 girls for every boy.
Well, in my class there was 10 boys and 5 girls.
In the whole class?
10 girls and 5 boys, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
15, that's all we had in our class.
See, my class actually graduated was like 80-some.
Yeah.
But I didn't come from Marion.
Yeah.
But I was at that year in the 70s when the classes were big. Here's an entry from St. Luke Hospital. St. Luke Hospital, of course, newly remodeled, some really nice areas for physical therapy and occupational therapy. The rooms are just so nice. They changed some things philosophically. They don't have quite as many rooms because you just don't need as many rooms anymore. But see, Roger Schroeder, I don't know if you got Roger on camera. He's one of our announcers for Marion High School Sports, helps us out on MCTV. Channel 20, on this channel, you can not only see parades, you'll see high school football games, you'll see volleyball games, you'll see just a little bit of everything.
Well, I done the Florence and Burdick parade this year, too.
You did? Well, you didn't even ask me to help.
Well, I had to announce, so I just put the camera on and let it run.
Oh, I see.
And recorded it so we could play it back.
This is a 1937 Dodge pickup, Nathan Hoffman behind the wheel. This was purchased new by Nathan's great-grandfather, August Hett. So this thing's been in his family since 1937. That's kind of neat. And that is, we are 26 entries into the parade so far. Coming up with a 35th class reunion, the class of 1978. They're not happy, they're not great, they're the class of 78. Now maybe that's not it. 35 years. A group of young guys and girls there. They won't wave. Come on, come on, come on. They won't do it. Oh, they've got one. Frank waved. Now they are, I'll tell you what, though, they're throwing out the candy.
Yeah.
Now we got the Marion Girl Scouts, and they're chanting and singing all the way past.
It's Kevin Gehring here in his Roadster kit.
It's a 1923 Bucket T Roadster.
All right.
Is that a kit car? Is that what that is?
Kit car.
Okay. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's Kevin giving us a wave. Next up is the class of 1983. Who would have believed that class of 83 would be having a 30th reunion? They're throwing the candy. We're getting it. Got a few of the beauty pageant waves there. Okay, we must have, because I'm pretty sure the what you're looking at is not a 1926 Model T, so that must be the entry from Spur Ridge Vet Hospital. They've got two vehicles here in the, well, I only see one, but
yeah.
Nice looking outfit that Brendan Krause has there with his family in it. Got about everything to go take care of your sick animals. Here's a class of 1988. Mere children. They're having their 25th anniversary. They didn't get quite as big a turnout as some of the other classes, but boy, they are doling out the candy. Now this is the sophomore class. Their class float, class of 2016. Here we go, Gene.
Yeah.
They've got, we do help with the Bloodmobile with mops. We do the pancakes in the park at Chingawassa, the Kiwanis Relief Fund, the Big Brothers Big Sisters. We do high school scholarships, do the athletic banquet, support PAC, Old Settlers Day. These guys did a good job.
Yeah. Took it right off our website.
Yeah, well, that's all right. At least they were sharp enough to do that.
Yeah.
Here we go, Chingawassa Days. As you may know, in the park on Saturday of Chingawassa, they always have the chainsaw art auction. This year it got rained out. So
Pete's in there, too.
Pete's in there, and Misty Het. During Old Settlers, Art in the Park, they sold many of their pieces of chainsaw art. This year they're going to have them in the park. If you're watching this at home, there's a chance to get down here and purchase a shocker or a Pete or a corgi or a beaver or what's on the other side?
Millie's there.
Well, that's the corgi.
Right there in the middle.
That's a corgi.
Oh, okay.
Here's the class of 1993. Let's see if we can get them to give it. Come on, Tracy. There we go. We got a few waves. Only the guys will wave at us. You can get down in the park, and they're having a silent auction on the chainsaw art. 20th reunion for the class of 93. And here is probably the float. I don't know if they've ever missed a parade. The Harvey County Hobos from the Midian Shrine. I don't want to be the dude up on top, Gene.
Yeah.
You know what? You stop fast, and he goes tumbling. They got a good group of Shrine members on the float this year. Now, this is a 1931 Chevrolet Bub and Linda Lovelady. Got the fuzzy dice hanging there from the rearview mirror. Now, these are just the real children, only their 15th class reunion. Class of 1988.
98.
98, yeah, I'm sorry. Thanks for correcting me there. 98. Hey, guys. Josh Whitwell. Trying to get the kids to come sit on their lap up there. Maybe he's trying to get the girls to come sit on their lap. This is a 1950 Ford F1 pickup truck, Gary Helmers. He's got it all shined up, looking good too. It says, yeah, it's a 1950 F1. This is the Marion Middle School Wildcat Band. Good sized group, Gene. I take back, earlier I mentioned I thought they were bigger than the high school, and then I changed my mind, but I believe I was right in the first place. They play as they go by. Band instructor must have had to run back to the band because he went by with the high school, and now he's back with these guys. Good sized group of middle school band members. He's getting them all lined up here and dressing right.
I don't know what time it is, but it seems like this has been a fairly long parade.
Well, the parade started at 11 if we were on time. Of course, we couldn't really tell since it was the other end of the street.
They got down to us.
But we're about 40 minutes into it or so far.
Can't see it.
And here the band goes. And this, now I remember these. This was a Well, no, it can't be a 1957. It says 1957 Pacer. I bet that's 1977 Pacer.
Class of 19.
Oh, it's a class of 57.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a Pacer automobile. Dolores Warnica. She must have been a member of that class. Troy Schaefer, the driver.
See, that isn't even a 5-year increment deal, so they're just in the parade.
They are. They're just here. Good for them. That's all right. This is the class of 2003, having their 10th reunion. My daughter, Michelle Wessel's in this class, but she's got a sick youngin' back in Lawrence. And no, wait a minute. She's not in this class. She would have been having her 15th reunion. She would have been with the group of 15 that went by earlier. We've got just a good turnout. A lot of times the 10th year, it seems like they don't have quite as many, but this is a good group here. They all wear, and all but one even have the official team shirts on there.
Yeah.
And we've got more parade to go. That was just entry number 45 that went by. And they're still coming. This should be the freshman class, Marion High School freshman, which, believe it or not, is a class of 2017. And they've got on their float says 20 years in the making, and then they show the big K, which of course is the symbol of Kiwanis.
That's 90 years.
What'd I say, 20? Well, 20 plus 70.
Oh,
90,
okay.
yeah. They're showing the athletic banquet there and some of the other things.
Big K with the 90th birthday.
Well, they really hung up on pancakes, you
Yeah.
know? Although we do the pancakes.
Well, that's right. She's flipping them, too.
Yeah, I think those boys were
Oh,
actually flipping them back to her. Okay, we got a couple of scratches here. And then this should be the 5th year, yes, for the class of 2008 that you're seeing now. And they've got a good turnout on their float.
You can tell they haven't been out long enough yet. They want T-shirts all alike.
That's true. No, they're just. But they do have a little candy. They're throwing out some candy to the kids. They got somebody up on the who is that? A Carlson up there on the gooseneck with the lawn chair. That's gutsier than I am. They just look a little appalled by the whole thing. They're too young to really appreciate all the old people coming back.
That's right.
Now this is the, I think it's just the FFA float, isn't it? Yeah. And well, they do. They sponsor the tailgate fundraiser, which they have every year, and they donate the money from that to some good community project. This year it'll be October 11, so get out there on October 11 at the football stadium and support the FFA tailgate. The proceeds will benefit the community Christmas. This group also has a recycling program, as it says there on their float, and they go around and paint numbers on the curbs in front of your house each year. Some of the horses here, and we're told that the this is not, they're obviously cleaning up after the horses, but this is not the FFA club doing the cleanup. That looks like the Chamber of Commerce to me. Yeah.
Margot and Chris Costello and let's see who else is there.
Now we still have some. I can't tell if those are floats or what they are coming behind.
No, I think it's just traffic.
Well, there's people pulling boats. And
yeah. I think this is the official end right here.
Tell you what we're going to do, though, Gene. We're going to declare this, what you're seeing, to be the class float for the class of 1973. And they're waving at us. They're waving.
Yeah.
Because
one of them's in there is from the class of
Chris
73.
Costello was in the class of 73. So he is their official representative. The pooper, the horse poop scoopers, is the class of '73 entry. And Gene, I'm not so sure. What the heck is this thing that's coming up behind here?
Well,
it looks like a snowmobile or something.
It's got a sign on it, so
we're going to declare it to be part of the parade because I don't know what it is.
Well, he must think he's in the parade, so.
It says Route 56.
Yeah.
Oh, mowers, boats, ATVs, repair work.
Yeah.
So isn't that a snowmobile of some sort? And then here's some more from the Route 56. So they just maybe jumped in the parade a little bit late.
And we haven't had any of the cars yet from Hillsboro.
We've still got Hillsboro Ford and Midway Motors.
Yeah.
But they apparently decided to.
This is a shop right down on the west edge of Marion.
The Route 56 repair?
Yeah, I think so.
Then they're just showing here they've got even from a snowmobile to a dune buggy or whatever that is to a boat. They'll work on it all here. So that's great. They got put together an entry here in the parade. That kept us going here through, and we're now ready for, that's actually one we didn't have. That's been our 49th entry, and this would be from Hillsboro Ford.
Yep.
What's that little thing? I tell you what, anymore, some of those things get such great gas mileage.
Also today, Hillsboro Ford is doing a test drive. Anybody that comes in and takes a test drive, there is $20 donated towards, I'm not sure what the fund was for.
Apparently Gene Winkler's support fund.
Well, no, but it is happening today. It's on Channel 20. If you go there, there's a deal on there telling what it is about.
Okay.
But just go take a test drive this afternoon. Hillsboro Ford.
I like good-looking pickup there, but right there is what I want. Isn't that an Explorer?
Yeah, I think so.
I like those a lot. I even like that color. Why don't you go test drive that right over to my house and give it to me,
There
Gene?
you go.
Now this is a Chevy Silverado, so I think we're transitioning over here to Midway Motors. I think.
Yep, I think you're right.
Another good-looking vehicle. Shiny black. Don't see a name on the, what are those called? Equinoxes or something?
Equinox, yeah. That's what I was thinking about going to when I do my new lease instead of a pickup, but I don't know.
Well, I don't think you can, Gene. You have to have a pickup.
Well, that's what I keep thinking about. 5 times a year when we travel to ball games, we need a pickup.
I guess we could probably find one to borrow from somebody for, you're right, it is only the road games that we go to. We're talking about, of course, taking all our equipment that we take to set up to broadcast Marion High School football on the road. Good-looking Chevy Impala. You know, there was a time when the Impalas were kind of the old grandpa and grandma cars, but that's not the case anymore. They are looking sharp. I really like the look of that vehicle.
New Buick here, isn't it?
Shiny. I like that deep blue. It's not too dark, but it's not bright blue. It's just a really nice, classy look. Little sedan. Nice size to it. Got a decent back seat. 4-door.
This is another new Midway truck with a easy lift on the back for your bale of hay.
I thought maybe they were trying to sell hay. See, that's too good looking to take out in the field and work with, though, isn't it? You'd have to just hire somebody to beat on it a little bit.
Yeah, and then you'd have to buy a bale of hay to carry around with you just so you look sharp, you know.
Now here's a couple of entries from well, they're John Deere, so I'm just going to have to assume that's Prairie Land Partners.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if they came in from any other implement dealer. You know, Prairie Land's been really good about supporting the local community. They help with Chinkawassa Day is one of the major donors and donate use of gators, and a good community member. You get in those cabs of those tractors anymore, and I think you can GPS your field and listen to the radio from all over the world, probably watch TV too.
It's like sitting in your living room chair.
Well, the weather has turned out about as nice as it could conceivably have turned out. We felt pretty confident that we'd have the rain would end and we'd have a good day for Old Settlers. I have to admit, I don't know that I expected it to be quite this nice. I'm standing here in a t-shirt and shorts, and it's a nice breeze. I think in the shade you might want a light jacket. So if you are watching this at home and getting ready to head downtown on Saturday the 28th, and happy birthday, by the way, to Matt Powers. It's his birthday here today on the 28th September. Someone near and dear to my heart. Gene has to get the Marion County Ambulance Service.
Yeah, I think they're the last entry here.
I think they are, but we got to give them some love since they gave us candy.
That's right. They're kind of driving awful slow there too. We got a big. People are going to start crossing the street, and then they're going to have to go to work.
Well, no, as long as they don't run over the people, they won't have to do anything. Well, Gene, as we come to the end of the 2013 Old Settlers Day Parade here in Marion, of course, there's activities to go on throughout the day, and if you are watching at home, come on down to the park and enjoy the meal and the camaraderie. But if you're watching this after the fact, we hope you've enjoyed the parade broadcast. This is Mike Powers. And Gene, any final thoughts from you, man?
No, just a beautiful day.
Beautiful day. Well, Mike Powers for MCTV saying good night, Mr. and Mrs. Warrior fan. Good night, Kevin and Red. And good night, Gabby Gabbard, wherever you are.